Good morning from the city of Luxembourg. Here's my car. I just drove to here and gonna leave the car here on this parking lot from the sport complex, and just out there is a bus. This bus I'm gonna catch when I'm gonna be done with my walk in the afternoon. So yeah, last night after I was done with my hiking in Clairvaux, I drove to the second biggest city in Luxembourg, Esch-sur-Alzette, because Luxembourg is quite expensive and there was nothing cheap left, because I was just booking just when I was in the car and leaving from Clairvaux, and the only thing I could find was this hostel in this city at the train station, and there was no private room available anymore, which would cost 57 euro, so I stayed in the dorm, just one bed, for 37 euro. But there were two guys in there already resting, so I didn't want to make any noise, even though I kind of wanted to show you what a hostel in Luxembourg looks like. But yeah, it was okay for the night, just sleeping, getting up at 6, having breakfast, and just drove out here. But the weather is not the nicest. I'm gonna go with my walk, go up there on this mountain, because there's the northernmost point of Luxembourg, and then start direction south. So let's get going. Here, this is a suburb of Luxembourg, the northernmost. This is how it looks like here. Pretty clean, pretty nice. Well, and Luxembourg is one of the safest, richest cities in the world. With the country itself, with a GDP per capita about $140,000. So that's higher than any other country in the world. That's ahead of Singapore, Qatar, Switzerland, Norway. So if you want to live in the richest country in the world, you should be in Luxembourg. And actually, when it is the richest country in the world and having the public transportation for free, that's, I have to say, thumbs up for Luxembourg. If you can afford it, you have a lot of money, the government makes a lot of taxes from all these financial institutions, it's like a tax haven for big companies, many of them here. It's kind of the capital of the European Union, alongside with Brussels, Frankfurt, Strasbourg. So they're making a lot of money, and at least the regular people working here want to go for a small trip in their own country. They can do it easily, because just hop on the train here, go to the north, explore the country, get on the bus, do stuff for free. Amazing country. It was raining quite a bit when I got up this morning and drove out to here from Esch-sur-Alzette to Luxembourg, which was a drive like 35 minutes to here, and it just stopped when I was down at the parking lot. But here in the forest, like, it's still kind of raining, or it's just like the rain, which is still the drops left on the leaves. But you kind of gotta be crazy. I have no jacket, I have no umbrella, I have no poncho, I have nothing to cover my bag in case it starts raining heavily again. Gotta be kind of crazy to get out in the forest here. But yeah, anyways, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? This is my plan for the day, so nothing messes with my plan. But it's beautiful. Definitely nobody coming around at this time, early in the morning, on a Sunday morning, and it's raining, so got the whole forest for myself. Okay, I want to show you something, how people hunt in Europe. And actually, I'm at the northernmost point of Luxembourg, this field here. Just gotta walk through the forest a little bit. Wait a second. Just wait. Okay, let's get up here. Okay, so like this, and you have a seat like this, and then turn around and you see the whole field here. Take a gun, and when the wild pigs, deer, something comes out, aiming, shoot. I'm not into hunting, it would not be my thing, but it's definitely something like relaxing if you want to get out the big city, like the stressful day, something. It's very peaceful here until you hear the shot. Made it to the northernmost corner of Luxembourg. Look at this, from this field. It's just this spot here. There's nothing around, just forest and this field. Beautiful. And now let's get going south to the city center, explore a little bit of the city and see how the richest, one of the richest cities in the world looks like and feels like. Well, now it is raining a little bit more. It's kind of, I'm getting wet. So I found myself a nice spot here on this road. Down there everything sweat. And underneath these nice fir trees, a little bit protected. So I'm just gonna wait 10 minutes, 20 minutes and then keep going. My feet are soaked from the tall grass walking up there in the forest, and so not fun when you're wet. So I've been walking for more than 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and still just greenery. There's some fields, farming, still a lot of forests around, and there's no houses yet. It's crazy if you remember some of my videos from Europe. Mostly when I start walking on the edge of the city, it's just forest and greenery until you reach the first houses. So it's a lot of nature and very green in Europe. And now finally the first buildings of the city. Up there, just the forest. Slowed down a little bit with the rain, but it's still not as good as I hoped for today. Well, this is an futuristic building. Looks very interesting. Up here on the slopes of Luxembourg. And I guess this is where the rich people live here. Looks like a very nice neighborhood. What do you say about this building? Is it too modern? Does it look good? You have something like this in your country? Or just like traditional style buildings? Would you live in here? There's not even curtains up there, it's kind of quite open so people can see in your house. So what do you say? But actually it's an eye catcher. What a beautiful building next to me. And then I'm just looking, it's the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. It's like an old castle. Very beautiful. Well, I guess shows who has a lot of money to be in this nice neighborhood here. With some nice pond, little bridge over the pond there. Really beautiful. Walking through this fancy neighborhood here, a lot of nice buildings, heading over this bridge to the European district where a lot of institutions of the European Union are. And as you can see, there's a lot of cranes still building, constructing. But one nice thing to see is that it's not all brand new and modern. Look at this old shed, house, whatever. Cute, still standing here, survived. probably even the Second World War, and just got patched up after the war like this, and still there. Cute. Well, a lot of construction going on here. As you can see, the European Union has a lot of money to build. This is the European Investment Bank. Here, I have no clue what this building is. And then here, I think the Ministry of Transport. So every country in Europe has its own ministries and government, but then the European Union has its own parliament, government, ministries. It's kind of combining like all of Europe, making new like laws, and which is binding for the members of the European Union. It's the Court of Justice, and as every European Union institution, you can see there's the flags of every member country, including Croatia. Started in the 1950s, as I explained yesterday, out there in the north of Luxembourg, kind of just an idea to work closer together, and today, probably like the biggest after China and the States, it's the most powerful political unit in the world. Come on guys, gotta show you something. This is ridiculous. I never even knew how the European Parliament looks like. Well, here you go. Parliament, Konrad Adenauer. What the hell, guys? There's some fancy buildings around here, but the parliament looks like shit. I've been to other countries, looks like classy. What is this? The European Union. It looks like a cheap, I don't know, whatever, as if I have no clue. Rwanda wants to make a nice fancy parliament building, but not like the European Union. Guys, what is this? So not impressed of the European Union for their parliament building. The Konrad Adenauer Parliament Building, Block 1 and Block 2. It's really, I don't know, just like a cheap trading building in, could be China, Singapore, I don't know, but not the Parliament of the European Union. Here we are in the very center of this European district called European Square. Like the Red Square in Moscow, just the European Square at the European Union district in Luxembourg. It's so crazy, so many institutions, buildings, and it just kind of seems that Luxembourg here on a daily basis has more people working here than actually people live here in the city. So when it comes to the population of Luxembourg, it's not a big city actually. There's only 135,000 people living in the city as of 2024, and it's the capital city of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. So it's the last country in the world which has a duke as a head of state, not a king, not a sultan, not, I don't know, whatever else you have. So it's the last one in Europe. There used to be probably a lot more here in like Germany, like a lot of dukes I heard about, but it's the last one as a country. Look at these buildings here. The European Convention Center, Luxembourg. So crazy, but so empty on a Sunday noon. Nobody around. Well guys, I almost got myself killed here on these wet tiles here. I slipped and just caught myself in the last moment. I'm gonna show you. It's time to definitely get some new shoes. So all the videos I made so far has been in these shoes, but it's all worn out and they're wet and slippery, like you're walking on ice. Not good walking in the rain. There's nothing left anymore. Walking all the time in Indonesia, all these cities broken from the sidewalk in Indonesia. So it's gonna be the last time I'm wearing these shoes. I already have new ones, but it's just a lot of memories with these shoes. Had them now for 4 years and a lot of walking. Well, gotta stay safe. Just throw them out, right? You did good, very good. Carried me for many thousands of kilometers. Everything comes to an end. That's how it is. The weather forecast was only bad for this morning, and so far it's not even stopping to rain at all. This is the view on the city down in the valley, and then the old city up there. And like I said, I have no umbrella, no poncho, nothing. But it's doesn't look like it's gonna get better. That's the only problem. I thought I'm just gonna like get through 1 hour and then it's gonna stop raining, and that's okay. But like it seems, it won't. Everybody's smart and has an umbrella. Only me walking like it's 30 degrees, and yeah, like I said, it is what it is. Keep on going. This is Fort Tüngen, here right behind me. It's a really beautiful fort, built by the Austrians, I think, in the 17th century for the defense against the French. But this here is the best part of it. Look at this, overlooking the city of Luxembourg, the old city. That's what I'm talking about when I say the European Parliament building looks like shit, because you have so much history here, so classy, everything, and then they built something like this. Everything's so historical here, like this thing standing here from 1843, and doesn't matter how they built, but just more class. I've been to some other buildings, like the Parliament building of Canada, looks so amazing. This is how like a big, strong country should have a parliament building representing the country, and then the European Union. I never knew how it looks like, and then like after today, I don't know, I just cannot find words to describe like how is this representing the European Union. Guys, who who designed this thing, and then who approved this thing? Like, it's just crazy. Am I right or not? I've been in Beijing at the Tiananmen Square. The Parliament building of China looks amazing, but this here is just, I don't know, no words. This is Europe. This is history here. Fort Grunewald. Look at this fort. It would be so hard to take this fort. Amazing. Up on the mountain here, the canyon just down there. It would be really hard to try to fight the people here. And it's funny or interesting that it's all German names here, so I guess, yeah, from the Austrians. So a lot of German history here in the city too. What a fucked up day. So fucked up here. People hiding there in the tunnel just because it's not stopping. So I'm gonna try to go down here, even though I heard some Russian guys talking to some guy that this here is not a way to go down, even though Google says we can exit from here, but he said he had to return because there is no exit, the gates are closed. So let's just see for myself if I can go down, because I might find a place here to eat or something, because it's just annoying waiting for 10 minutes, 20. It's again raining and raining and raining and doesn't stop. So there I go down, try to find something where I can eat, and then might be over after this. Let's see. Well, it just seems for me that people nowadays, they cannot use maps. Even though Google leads you wrong, there's 2 points of exit, which I already looked up there. This is basically where I was standing up there inside, and Google leads you down to the railway. You cannot cross, you're not allowed to, but I just got the other one through the forest, which you can easily walk out on the street here, and then you're fine. Instead of trying to figure it out by yourself, they all returning back up the mountain, which I didn't want to do, because then again I'm losing a lot of time going back to the European Square, the European Union District, and now I'm gonna be in the old city here. You just gotta learn to use maps, which I know since I was a child. So even more interesting than the fort up there, see, and I got a good place to get out here, is this place here. The Austrians, they built a magazine for flour, storing flour. It's quite a big building. So there were no mice, nothing could enter here somehow. So they could store a lot of flour in case the city would be under siege. They could have enough flour to make it through the time. That's actually very interesting here. And then you can see I'm just gonna go underneath the railway, so I'm in the old city instead of going back. I'm curious how this is gonna work out. Google shows you can go through here and get to the city center, but the city center is up there. So let's see how it works. Must be some kind of elevator inside there. Let's check it out. And I guess lucky it's not late at night, because then the gate would be closed, so there would be no entering. Then you have to go all the way around. So if anybody decides to come here and use the elevator, it's opening 6:30 in the morning and closes at 2 at night. So let's go up and see where we get out. That was quick. And then you're up on top. A beautiful old city of Luxembourg. Okay, let's explore a little bit here. I did not find something to eat where I wanted because it's closed for some reason, but yeah, this is the elevator. You're going down and then you get out there.